This is Infection, the survival podcast, recorded live on Monday, August 1st, 2016, episode 81. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infection, the survival podcast. Infection is your source for the latest information on survival video games. We bring you the latest news, reviews, updates, and more each and every week. My name is Nick Craig. At Nicholas M. Craig is my Twitter. InfectionPodcast.com is the website. Here for another Monday show. Brian's with me as well. Hey, Brian.
Hello. If you want to find me at Boise Computer on Twitter or check out Bite of Tech, BITE of Tech.com. It's got my social media links. And come join us on our Discord server. Still going strong with that. We are running an ARK server, so if you're interested in playing some ARK with us, we have a lot of people playing that throughout the week. Come jump on our Discord. There's a link on the right-hand side of our website. So if you go to infectionpodcast.com, there's a thing that shows who's in Discord right now, and it'll have a link that'll give you an invite because it is a invite-only service, and that will get you in there automatically.
Cool kids only.
Yep.
So, yeah.
People that can go to a website and click a link, yes.
Well, I don't know. You know, be surprised how some people are incapable of performing simple tasks. But yes. You can do all that stuff on our website, infectionpodcast.com. Another Monday show. We have done more. We've only done three or four maybe Monday shows this year. More than usual, but
and it's mostly because of your work schedule. Because
two was work, two were vacation. So
vacations and then work. Like with me, my hockey games are always after. So
yeah.
You know, I may have to leave like right away, but I've been pretty lucky to where my games don't start at like 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So, we're here another Monday. So yeah, here we are. Not missing a week.
So if you showed up Tuesday and there's no show, I hope you're enjoying this on YouTube.
Obviously, you need to follow us on Twitter because tweeted it 3 times. I tweeted out that we're doing the show on Monday. So I can't have anybody being mad at me on Twitter that I didn't tell them
Except for the people that adjust their work schedules. I mean, they've already probably got their schedules in.
Well, unfortunately.
Around the show, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's either Monday show or no show at all. So if your choice, the deck is in your hands. So I missed another game of the week due to work, which was fantastic. What did you guys play? Well, I know what you played. But
we played Rust.
And yes, let us know.
And
I already heard kind of the inside story of what happened, and I heard it was all your fault.
I enjoyed it somewhat, but it's like it's not a game for game of the week.
How long did you play?
I think everybody played probably about 45 minutes to an hour.
And then what happened?
And then we went and played ARK, if I remember correctly.
So how was Rust though?
It was fun, but the problem is we picked a server that had about 30 people on it, and you just have people that are going around and looking for anybody to kill. So we'd start getting a little bit of something or doing anything. Like we never even got together because every 2 minutes someone would be like, oh, I see somebody. Oh, they killed me. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was constantly being reset. So no one met up and we didn't really accomplish anything.
So sounds just like the DayZ game night that we did a few weeks ago.
Yes, it was pretty much. I wasn't there for that one, but
you didn't miss anything.
It's probably the exact same thing. That's the tough part about survival games with our game of the week, because with a survival game, you need enough time to build up.
Yes.
And so it's like we almost have to go and play for a couple days beforehand just to build the environment to be able to do a game of the week.
Yeah. So we've actually got some changes coming to the game of the week. Landgun's got some scheduling conflicts. So we're still going to be doing the game of the week Friday night at 9:30. He's not going to be streaming it anymore. And unless there's like a game that we need to stream, we're not going to, because nobody was ever watching, and he had to get there like half an hour to 45 minutes earlier to get everything set up. And it's his Friday night, and he's got a life, he's got a family. So we're not doing the streaming live anymore, but we will be doing the game nights every week. So, Brian, maybe I might not be there, Brian might not be there, and Langa may not be there, but we'll announce that that's the game, and then people will show up and play. So that's what the plan is to do with that. It's going to be great. And so this week we're actually
most of the people that would be watching are always playing,
And that's the thing. So it wasn't worth, like, most 3 or 4 people watching, which was just not worth the extra half an hour or 40 minutes of setup. So not going to be streaming it anymore, but somebody will be there hosting the event. It'll either be Brian, myself, Langun, all 3 of us, none of us. Somebody will take over the event. So this week, we're doing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Download it now because it's like 40 gigabytes. It was the Humble Bundle game. Langun and I played for about 2 hours last night. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. Get in there. If you've never played a Call of Duty before, or
now Unicorn Joe says he can stream it, so we could still have people if they want to stream it on their channels. But we can always host it.
Yeah,
we're just not going to have it to where it's guaranteed.
Exactly. We're just. I offered to host. I offered to host it and stream it, but his big thing was like, man, like I've got to be here at 9:30, and he's like, I'm rushing things before 9, essentially getting there at 9 o'clock. And so it just didn't seem worth it. And plus nobody was taking advantage of the service that was being provided. So like if nobody watched this live, we would probably not. If 2 people watched this live, we probably wouldn't do it live. There'd be
no, just record it and be like,
exactly. There'd be no reason
to
do it live.
Or Tuesday night or
exactly. So
Wednesday morning.
It's the same thing with him. So no longer will it be live on Langun's channel. Every once in a while, Brian or I may stream it. It'll be, we'll host somebody if they're streaming it. It's not a guaranteed thing every week, but the game nights will be happening every week. We've got our game nights planned out up to, at this point, September 16th. So we've got the game nights planned out, and we'll be announcing them. But Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Multiplayer Starter Pack is this week's game of the week.
I broke down and actually upgraded mine.
Why?
What a
stupid investment.
I don't like playing online. I'd rather play the story.
The story sucks.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to play it, that's the only way I'll play it.
But Brian's going to be here for the for the Humble Bundle. And actually, I'm looking.
I've never played a Call of Duty, so I figured, I might as well go through and play one.
Did you already install it?
Yes.
Okay.
It was like 50 gigs or.
Yeah, I'm sure the multiplayer was just 30 gigs. Make sure.
Yeah, this one downloaded another 50.
Yeah, so make sure you get in there, play it before Friday night, because it's.
So I actually know what to do.
Yeah, and even when I'm pretty good at Call of Duty, and I was getting wrecked online. These PC players are good.
That's all they do.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, yeah. What else do you have to do? So you've got like 2 days, I think, to buy this Humble Bundle. And we'll see what happens with that.
And that's the thing. Well, the countdown is going. So if you decide at the last minute I'm going to do this, there's a good chance it'll be done.
Yeah, you have 3 days and 17
hours.
You have
3 days. So if you wait 3 days, if you wait till Friday and you're like, oh, I want to participate, it'll be done, and you'll have to pay full price.
And you won't be able to download it probably anyway. So you need to get this game installed by like.
So if you are going to participate, go on there and subscribe, and you can cancel after. It'll charge you for the 1 month,
and actually,
you're more than welcome to cancel.
They've rolled out new plans.
Have they?
Yeah, they've just done they've done 1 month they've got a new plan system. So they have 1 month plans, 3 month plans, 6 month plans, or 12 months plans. And
why are they on the 12-month plan?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I'm not. I need that, and it's only $11 a month if you're on the 12-month plan, and you get a free month.
Well, so you save $1 a month, so it's $12 less a year.
Yeah, so but it doesn't really make sense because it says 1 month.
That's pretty much their credit card fees.
But it says 12-month recurring 1 month plan, and then the 12 months is recurring 12-month plan.
So you okay? So but they're saying when you pay a year at a time, you pretty much get 1 month free. So that's 1 month, $12.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess.
So you get 1 month free if you pay for 6
so
months.
So it's $132 if you do the one year plan, which I'm not. I'll just do that. I'll stay on the $12 plan.
Yeah,
but right, I don't need.
I mean, if there's a horrible game, I'll be like, I may cancel, but we'll see.
I've never canceled. I don't plan on canceling. It's too much work.
I've been happy. Like they had Mad Max, which I really liked in May. March they had Ark. I mean, I really like Mad Max. I don't know why. And then Alien Isolation, which is a fun game. I just have to finish playing through it. I've gotten a couple hours into it.
Yeah, so the new games are coming out in 3 days here. Call of Duty's such a big AAA title.
They'll probably do a lot of small titles with this one, just because it is such a big title on this one.
So we'll see, but you got 3 days to buy it. $12. Come hang out Friday night. We'll be here. Call of Duty. It's going to be a lot of fun. Call of Duty is always a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys Friday night, 9:30, in our Discord channel. And and that's it. That. Now, the Ark. So we talked about it. You did an Ark server update, and you included the center map and primitive plus. Now I'm gonna give you some of my perspective on this. I was a little disappointed that the levels were the same. I know a lot of people didn't want to grind again, but I joined and I was like, well, like I've already got all this stuff learned, and I was like, oh, then whatever. I really don't.
So okay, so I'll tell you why the reasoning of why we did the levels is because we have some people that want to do more of the end game stuff, like the bosses and things like that. Okay. And so if we started over, like by the time we got to the end game levels, like everybody, you'd have your large number of people that are kind of burnt out at that point, and it just never happens. So I'm hoping that with enough people, if we can kind of keep it boosted long enough to get enough people to the end game level, we can go in and just try some of those fun things. Because there's some really cool caves in this one. I went into one of the caves a little ways in, and there's underground caves with ruins and just all kinds of stuff that would be fun to go through. So this is a very detailed map.
So for me, it was like, I guess I'm just gonna be honest with it. Ark is fun, but like again, I joined and there was already so much stuff done that I was like, screw it, I'm not gonna play. That's a me issue. I know.
Well, and now we have tribe alliances, so we're having some people just start their own tribes.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just do.
And we're just doing alliance. That way they can do their own progress.
Yeah, maybe I'll just do that, and I'll just do my own thing because it just
one thing Falcon had found was that some of the ruins, like you can block off the ruins with gates, and you can take over a ruin, and it looked really good. It's like they made it to do it.
Yeah, I don't like. And I think I know other people like this too, but like I don't like going into a game and everybody being like, "Oh, here's this, here's that, here's this. Oh, you want to take? Yeah, here's all these animals." It's just, I don't know. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, so maybe I'll just do that.
That's right. Just go and create do your own, because then we can make an alliance and we can still do the end game.
And
stuff
I may never play, but at least if I want to go on,
you have your own progress.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're in the alliance, like people aren't going to run across your thing and destroy it because it shows you as a friend.
Okay, so maybe I'll do that. That's a good idea. I'll do that. Well, I'm not going to be in town, but I'll do that next week. I'll get my own. Get my own thing going.
And that way you can, because there is a lot of new stuff inside, and like for me, the thing I enjoy is taming big dinos and doing all that stuff. So, like I kind of just go out and I tamed a Rex yesterday. I just found a Rex. I tamed it. And that's stuff that I enjoy. Not so much the building, but then there's people who go crazy building.
I like the building, not the taming.
Yeah, and say I'm the opposite. So I just run around, and so for me, I'm kind of doing my own thing, just taming things.
Yeah, there you go. So, or maybe I'll just make my own base as in the current tribe. Just do something.
The only thing is, it'll show up on.
Oh, that's fine.
When people port in, so as long as you don't mind them showing,
Yeah, that's fine. No,
the life inside of your building.
Doesn't matter.
That's the only downside of it. You know, if someone actually wants privacy.
Yeah, we'll see. Store all my secret documents inside my house. Nobody can see. So yeah, that was Ark. I played for probably 30 minutes, and the server was updating, and then there was an issue with what happened with the update? There were some issues with it, right?
So I'm thinking that there was an update, but I'm thinking it's my Ark management software, because it's trying to figure out how to treat this new thing that's a mod, but it's not a mod. So Primitive Plus being an official mod, it's treated differently. So every time it would get to that, it'd be like, well, this isn't a mod I can install. So I just have to update it a little bit differently. And in their patching, I'm just waiting for them to put in the new update for my Ark manager, and then it'll be all back to normal. But I figured out the process of how to do the update so it doesn't break it, and so we're good to go.
Gotcha. Cool. So that's
Killcam. It started doing an update, and I was like, oh, here, I'll restart it, faster if everybody gets off, and we did that, and then it quit working for about an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay, night's over. So yeah, there you go. That's Ark. Now a crap ton of updates this week. We had
because last week, remember, there was only one update, and you were like, what's going on?
11 updates is this week's running total.
Yeah. And so the big one that they did, and we kind of announced that this was going to happen. I kept saying, "All right, there's only one update, but I promise you something. Big things are coming." So they did the center mega update, which has new biomes, new islands, new caves, creature spawns. But this is the first time we played it. I think I don't remember anyone saying they had played it before.
No,
So
definitely
this is
not.
all new to us anyway. So we didn't really see what all these new. We didn't see what it was in the first place to know what was changed. But the center had a big update, and that's when we started it. And then they did the new official total conversion primitive plus, which says optimized. Runs
Optimized.
great inside.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Loading.
Yeah, actually, we
is
did. We
not
talked about this
optimized.
pre-show. 10 minutes of loading in. 10 minutes of loading in. I'm like, come
Yeah,
on.
you start it up and then you
Come
walk away
on.
for 10 minutes and then it'll finally be in game. So
Ridiculous.
I'm sure they'll keep on working on that, but it is Arc with then changing the map, and then it's also adding in a total conversion. So that does make it last longer, but they've got to shorten that down because 10 minutes is a little bit extreme on a pretty fast computer. So they added a couple of dinosaurs. So the Pelagornis, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is like a pelican. And I ran across one of these yesterday, and I said to somebody, I was like, have you seen the new pelicans? Because they're flying around. They are tameable, they are rideable. So I want to try to knock one down because it's a new flyable mount, right?
Oh, okay.
So I actually found where they're at. I've never seen anyone ride one because I've only seen two of them, and I've never seen anybody with them. So we'll have to check that out. Takes compy kibble, so I guess there's a reason to tame some compies. And then they added something that it's similar to a Rex, or about the same size as a Rex.
Looks like a
But these are very aggressive. So they do the bleed kind of like what the Giga did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I tried to tame one of these, but the problem is its area of damage was so big I couldn't quite get away from it enough to not come close to dying. So I'm gonna have to come back and figure that out, or we're gonna have to get a mount that someone can carry me, try to knock this thing out.
Nice.
It says aggressively social. So this temperament means that when the three of them come together, one of them turns into an alpha. So you'll see groups of these. So if you see three of them together, one of them instantly turns into an alpha. If you kill one of them, the alpha status will go away. We went up to the center and there were 9 of these things. So there were 3 alphas of these, and we didn't try to attack them or anything.
Clearly.
But, yeah. So you just got to be careful because these things will group up and they'll run around together. And as soon as they get 3 of them, one then turns into an alpha, and then good luck killing it. So, but they're kind of like a Rex. We haven't gotten one yet, but they are, tameable, rideable. They seem pretty fast. They do really good damage. So this will be an interesting one to try to tame. So, and then they added the fishing rod. I know they've got more tweaks that they did that we'll talk about here in a minute. But you can use sap and leech blood bait, and it'll let you fish. So rather than, and I'm kind of hoping, and I'm assuming we were talking a little bit about this in our Discord, that the fishing rod, if they make it so the fish are more skittish, so that you can't run around on like a Rex or something and just gather mass fish, I'm hoping that they'll make it to where it's more like real fish. They'll run away from you, and they won't be something you can just swim up to and chop with an
Yes,
axe.
because real fish do not take kindly to.
I understand that the piranhas come after you, but like the salmon and things like that. Like make it so they're skittish, to where the only way to really get fish maybe is to do fishing or have something that is fast enough in the water to be able to get the fish.
There you go. Yeah.
They added the industrial grinder, so it grinds items into a portion of their crafting resources. So you can convert resources into simpler resources, so it will convert them. It'll grind materials.
Cool.
They have a new spiral staircase, so you can do that in stone, wood, or metal, and I think a lot of that is for maybe going up the side of a tree with the new bases.
The spiral, the ladder was very, very.
The ladder is a pain, and you can't take certain things up. So I'm thinking the spiral staircase will be something that you can actually put around a tree. They actually have a picture here, but it's not updated, so it doesn't show anything. So I'm not sure. And then they put in optional hit markers for ranged attacks. So you can toggle it on the server, and
That's cool.
I think it's actually showing. So it actually shows a crosshair now.
Hey, H1Z1.
Yeah, so it shows a crosshair, and you can turn that off at the server options if you'd like. Also, they did UI options to colorize item name text based on the quality levels. So if something's like a purple level, the name on it is purple, so it's easier to quickly identify things inside. And also, they integrated the offline base rating, which before was a mod. You can now disable pin locking and structures in caves. They no longer get the offline raid protections. You can't put a structure in a cave and then prevent someone from getting into that cave through that. So
that was 245.0, and then we had 245.1. The next like 3 or 4 are just kind of quick little things that we're just going to hit quickly. So
fixes.
Yeah, so 245.1 fixed a server crash that was associated with phishing. Fixed an issue where carried dinosaurs couldn't attack. So if you're carrying something, it wouldn't be able to attack. And here we go. Fixed server performance issues. So it's fixing all your issues there. 245.2 fixed issues with the tamed, what is it, the Pelagranus? Is that was a Pelagranus? That sounds right.
Yeah, it's like a pelican, right?
Yeah, Pelagranus. There you go. Disappearing, because that required a server update. And then there was a universal hotfix. Fixed primitive plus storage boxes not appearing, and that also required a server and client update, and that was 245.2. 245.3 was had a few changes here. Fixed and improved ragdoll networked, which the ragdoll is when your body it's pretty much the desync. Exactly. It's essentially the desync between you and the server. There were some ragdolling issues. And then also re-enabled Ragdoll Death Impulse. Is that when you die, how your body kind of like flies away?
Yeah.
Because like when you get killed, like your body will just like take off like a boomerang, but it never comes back. It'll fly across the world. And
I'm thinking they probably fixed a lot of that, because before it could be that your body just went flying off into space.
Very common, yes.
You'd kill a fish and like it would just start floating off into space for some reason.
Crazy
so
stuff.
I haven't noticed that lately.
So we hope they fix that the right way. Removed fishing rod blueprints from the fish loot table and decreased fish loot table quality by 33%. What is the fish loot table? Are they talking about a physical like table in the game or like a graphical table? I'm not sure what the fish loot table is. I honestly
is a good question. I'd have to look. They have I'm looking at Primitive Plus though, and like they've got so many new tables that I don't remember there ever being a fish loot table. I'm thinking that the loot that you receive from the fish from killing it.
Okay, so the actual
is the fish loot table.
That makes sense. Okay.
I mean, there are lots of tables in here, and it's not one of those. It's actually the list of if you kill a fish, will you get whatever from it? And they just decreased the quality of that because they figured you were getting too high of items from those.
A big spreadsheet. So Bacon is saying that it's a loot table. That's what I assumed. But with all of the new tables
with all the Primitive Plus, I was like, maybe there is like a fish.
There easily could be, because there was literally tables for everything.
There is cooking table. There are just so 10 tables.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a bunch of them when I went into the base. I was like, oh my god, look at all these tables. So quality by 33%, as well as marking certain fish loot table items to only occur at high quality. So that's fixed there. Land dinos can now do movement blocking attacks while in water again. For example, the scorpion, but not when they're falling. So it can do those the movement blocking attacks in the water, but if they're falling, they will not be able to do those.
How would you even notice that? You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing a scorpion attack while falling through the air. Like how would you know?
You're jumping and trying to attack a bird or something. Maybe. Oh, the scorpion doesn't jump.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how would you find this?
Walking off the edge of some type of structure and
maybe like, oh, I'm going to complain that I can attack while falling.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing is a fixed potential memory corruption, and then made the what are they? These are the frogs.
Beelzebufos.
Beelzebufos. 5x bug damage multiplier added to dragonflies as well. It was always supposed to do that. So. Now, and
if you're looking for a way, this is a free tip. If you need to get cementing paste,
roll the intro.
Cementing paste frogs are excellent for that.
Yes.
You just go out and you'll get just swarms of bugs. So go out and kill something in like the swamp area. You can maybe kill a snake or something like that. You will get a ton of bugs that come to that dead body, and then you can just kill them with your frog.
Yeah.
And you'll just get tons of cementing paste. It's an excellent way to get that.
Yes, yeah, there you go. So that was 245.3, 245.4. Fix the ability to fish.
No, inability to fish. So now you have
the inability to fish, which they fixed the server crash associated with fishing on 245.1. But this is all good. By the way, so 245.1...
Because it was all new stuff. I mean, 245 was
let's start this
out.
So just to kind of... we always rag on Daybreak for their development. So 245.0, which was the first update that introduced the center, the primitive plus, and all these new mechanics, the fishing, was on July 28th. By July 29th, they had already done... They'd done 4 patches, but they already fixed fishing 3 times in essentially one day. They released on the 28th, and by the 29th, they'd already had 3 patches out for fishing and dealing with the fishing. So their development team is so
the most responsive. That's the thing is, like we look at other games, and I'm not going to say any names. We look at other games, and like there'll be a bug. Not saying a name. There'll be a bug on there from day one. It's like, this is never going to get dealt with. Like here, they put out fishing, and they're like, oh, you can't hit somebody with a fishing rod while falling through the sky when wearing this certain boot. Oh, we better fix that.
Yeah.
And they'll fix it. It's like, okay, they look at so many little things, and they'll put out 4 patches in that day to make sure it's fixed. They definitely know what they're doing. And I appreciate that, because there may be some bug that you're experiencing that rather see what you're doing.
Oh, sorry.
There may be some bug that you're experiencing that maybe most people aren't, but if they never fix that, every time you go in there, like, that's going to bug you. And it could be something that's not letting you play, and it makes me glad that if you submit a bug to them, they will get it fixed from what I've seen. I've not seen a bug that, their performance things is one thing, but I've not seen a bug that just lingers that they've not attempted to solve.
And the weirdest stuff, like the falling, not being able to do, what was the word that they used? Movement blocking attacks while falling. Like, that's such a
random,
it's like such a thing that you have to go out and find. Like, you're not. I don't think it's too common in Ark that you're falling and trying to do some type of movement blocking attack. Like, so that you have to.
That's like someone's carrying me and trying to drop me onto somebody's base to attack them as I'm falling through the sky.
You have to be doing that. You either have to be actively looking for that, or their team is looking for that. So it's just some crazy stuff. So that was 2.
Yeah. That's what reminded me of that. Killcam was pointing out that in H1Z1, when you start, you'll hear yourself when you have shoes. When you first start, you'll hear yourself running, and it's the barefoot sound. And you actually run at barefoot speeds, even though you have shoes on. You have to drop your shoes and put them back on to be able to take advantage of the shoes that you're wearing. That's a bug that's been in there since they've had shoes, which is
since last February, since 81 weeks ago.
Yeah, so since 81 weeks ago, there's been this bug in there that your shoes aren't actually and they at first there was no benefit of wearing shoes, right? Yeah. They put in to where when you're wearing boots or wearing certain shoes, it changes the sound, it changes the speed, but they've made it to where it doesn't actually work. Like, you have to take the shoes off. And this is something that when first boots were first introduced, I remember this being the issue, but I just stopped worrying about it. Like, you have to actually take the shoes off, put them back on to make it work. And that just is insane to me. Why don't they fix that? It's got to be something small.
Well, I'm sure it would require... I don't want to get into the H1Z1 stuff now, but yeah, it should be realistically, but obviously it's not, because if it was a small issue, it would be resolved. So now we're up to 245.5.
What they could do is just have it take your shoes off and put them back on the second that you start. Why not do that?
That wouldn't work. And then your shoes would be gone.
Shoes would be flying through the sky.
Yeah, they'd be gone. Yeah, that wouldn't work. 245.5 again on July 29th. Now we're up to 6 patches in 2 days. Fixed multiple melee attack bugs with melee weapons. So some melee weapons are having.
I think it was hitting like double or triple.
Oh, okay. Wow, perfect. That's great. It made the carnivore insta harvest take the death inventory of the victim as well. So if you're killing a dinosaur and it's got stuff in its inventory, the insta harvest should now take the inventory of the victim. So.
So when you kill something,
yes,
it
exactly.
takes all the inventory and puts it into the carnivore,
As it
which is
should.
a nice feature.
Which
you don't have to get off and pre-loot it.
Didn't I thought
It does this. I think
some
it used
things
to do it based on the amount of inventory used, is what I was told originally.
because it
But I think someone
definitely
had said
did.
it had to be a certain amount of inventory, like percentage full, and then it would auto loot. I don't know.
Well, because then in parentheses after it's provided the carnivore has collected victim items enabled and sufficient inventory weight. So I guess you can select now. 'Cause
You
it
can
says-
turn that off if you, but
Yeah.
then you run the risk of losing items and everything.
Yeah. So, but I could have sworn you got players' items. You got.
Yeah,
Dice.
I would see it happen. I just wasn't sure if it was consistent and all the time.
Okay, so maybe that was kind of a. I don't know actually, but I know dinosaurs at some point were when you were harvesting another dinosaur or person, you were getting the items. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if that was always guaranteed. I was just told that it was based on like if your personal inventory was a certain amount full, the dino would pick them up. But I don't know if that was true.
Gotcha. And then 245.6 again on July 29th. Fix an issue with instability to harvest repeatedly while holding the attack button on a melee weapon. So,
And this is one that we noticed right away.
oh, you
Because
did? Okay.
we were playing, and it's like I'm running around hitting things and nothing's harvesting. So
Nice.
if you would hold down the weapon, just to harvest something like an axe,
Yeah.
it would not.
So you had to click every time.
Well, no, it wouldn't harvest anything.
Oh.
So that was the issue. Is this was a really quick update that they put out. So I pretty much said, this isn't working. I looked, they put out a new patch. I said, all right, let's restart and let's start over. So, and then it worked right after that. So they noticed it right away and fixed it, I think, within half an hour.
Yeah, really quick. It seems like.
Mhm.
Let's see. So what do we have now? That was
245. 245.7.
Yeah. What's in that?
So they fixed various issues reported on the center because, they put out a big patch for that. So they put out one specific, and they said, and further optimized. So this was the 29th. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. They need to stop using the word optimized because at this point, it's like
Improving and further improved.
Well, it's not even improved. Any word that you use over and over and over again, it loses its optimization and optimize should not be used multiple times every single update. Like they've got to find they need two words. They need a word that's like really making changes and one be like maybe they need to use the word improve and optimize because like they're not.
So now Bacon Stack, he clarified what I was saying before. He says your dino would collect if the barbell weight icon is below the top line before the handle.
Interesting.
So if it was to the handle, so if your weight was full on the dino, it would not collect it. That's why sometimes it would and sometimes it wouldn't.
But
so
now you have a checkbox to if you do or don't want that.
But it'll still not. If it's full, if your dino's at max weight, it won't gather.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Drop some things first.
Yeah, which makes sense.
I think they're worried about you attacking things and then not being able to move because that is a possibility.
Yes, it is a real possibility.
All right, and then they rebalanced the fishing rod, loot table, and scaling. So this was another trying to adjust that. It is a new thing.
Yeah, new thing.
Made carnivores not insta-harvest creatures that they kill. Okay, so this
Jesus, we're all over the place.
Made carnivores not insta-harvest creatures that they kill, except for the pelicans and the bezel buffos. I hope I'm saying that right.
Isn't that
as appropriate.
That's the frogs.
The frogs
isn't it?
and the pelicans.
The frogs and the pelicans. Okay, just want to make sure I was right.
So, but I think they're saying.
Oh, they're saying
the frogs and the pelicans still insta harvest, but maybe because they're gathering certain things. Maybe the frogs because it's getting cementing paste, right? Maybe they're basing it off of what they're gathering.
Too many negatives. Too many knots and no's. Too many
so
knots,
anyways,
no's, and
they
accepts.
did that. So now it's those two things will
double
still
negatives.
do it, but the rest will not. And then they fixed the Allosaurus spawning too closely to bases. These are the ones that if there's three of them together, one turns into an alpha. They were spawning right next to bases, and this is like a Rex just going crazy on your stuff. Like,
oh, nice. So it's just pretty much
it will destroy it. Yeah. So I think they were running into problems of it pretty much wiping bases.
Nice.
They fixed a harvesting issue, inability to harvest, which is another small one. and then 245.9, they added optional launch commands to the server to disable non-meat fish loot. So if you want it to where when people are fishing, they can't maybe fish up an item, they only can get meat, you can say dash no fish loot, and people will only catch fish.
Gotcha.
They clamped the fishing rod effectiveness to 600%. So that's, I think, is the damage?
Yes.
I don't know,
Well, it would be the effectiveness of it would be 600.
Because a fishing rod really isn't like a melee tool.
No, it's not.
The industrial grinder now yields up to 100 items of a type per grind rather than 50, so they let you get more out of that. They fixed the client-side memory stomp crash. It's the W plus F bug. So I guess if you're pressing W plus F,
what did W and F do in that?
W is forward.
Well, yeah. No, I'm sorry. W. What does F do? Arc.
I don't remember.
Strafe? No. E would
No.
be strafe.
I don't remember what F is, but if you press those together, it would cause an issue. So, and then 245.92, this was a fix for a crash that occurred with the industrial grinder. So that was causing a crash, and they had just done something to it the previous patch. So probably was from that. And then the last one they've done so far, and this was today, they added wild only targeting setting for turrets. So you can, when you set up a turret, you can say, I only want it to attack players. I only want it to attack other players' dinos. And now you can say, I want to attack wild only, which would be wild dinosaurs, maybe to keep something from wandering too close to your base, but not killing other players and their dinosaurs.
Gotcha.
Because that can create an instant war in this game. So that is current. That's 245.93.
So to put the math in perspective.
Oh, he says
there,
F opens the inventory. I'm thinking
I have
E.
my inventory rebound. I have my inventory rebound. I don't use F. I use
F
I use
is sorry. I keep
tab.
thinking E. So when you were moving forward and opening inventory, so F, if you go up and you want to loot a dinosaur without, or if you want to go up to a fireplace and look in the inventory without putting out the fire, because if you walk up to it and you hit E, it will put out the fire, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to run up and just open the inventory of it, you hit F. And so if you're up at a dino or you're up at an object, you can just go into the inventory without it risking doing something else with the F key. So, yeah, I don't.
That must have not been a very. I think I've never heard anybody crashing from that. That must have been a very.
It must have been recent from something.
Yeah, either very recent or very, very isolated. Because I would assume that people would do that at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is to do the math. Not to do the math, but that is 11 updates. Actually, 12 updates in 5 days. So
yeah,
we're not even done. They could possibly push out another one today, but 11 updates, 12 updates, 5 days. So that's pretty impressive.
The new one. So and then what that is upcoming is today. So 246 is supposed to be released today.
Oh man, really?
Yeah. So. So here, and this is going to be big. So they're looking at doing the gateway, which is cross Arc travel and cross official server transfers. So you can use the gateways to be able to travel around your server, right?
Yep.
Or travel to other servers.
What
on official servers?
Could you? I can only see like the disasters where like your dinosaur gets stuck in limbo and like, oh, sorry, your gig is gone. Like the whoopsie.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. I don't know if it treats it like porting from a bed where maybe your items all stay on the original. You can only transfer yourself and not your items. That is a possibility.
That's that could be that could be OP as all get out. Like being able to do cross official server transfer.
So you wouldn't have your items, I'm guessing, or your dinos.
Are you sure?
You would have the ability. That's what I'm saying. If they're treating it like they do porting from one base to the other, you can't take items with you, and I'm assuming they're going to maintain that. I'm guessing, but I'm pretty sure.
Then what would happen? So your items would just fall.
So Bacon Stack is saying transfer self and dinos, no items. If it's like the last time. So that's what I'm thinking is you can go there, but you can't take like your armor and your weapons and everything with you, but you do maintain your crafting abilities and your level. So, I mean, it
Who
would
knows?
be if you went to a server that just wiped or was new, like that's an insta head start.
Well, the issue is it's official servers, so
Yeah, but if they ever wipe an official or
I
add a new
can't
official,
wait for them to wipe official server number 73. I cannot wait for that wipe to happen.
yeah, someday.
At some point, I mean, they're what 6 months behind H1Z1 in terms of release
Yeah.
date, somewhere like 6 months. So they're at this point just a year old.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. At some point,
They're doing really well. So,
but this is the
and
problem.
they're-
You may see that 70,000 concurrent player limit, like that player thing. They wipe that server. People may be like, "I'm done." Like, I've given up. I've given up the last year of my life.
There's so much
playing
time
this.
that people have gotten, unlike games like H1Z1 where everybody's kind of used to
Well,
everyone's used to just everything being gone constantly.
Well, no, stop. That's not a fair assessment. In games like
Well,
H1Z1, where there's
But
only
they wipe on a regular basis.
Yes,
and hackers will come and clear out your gear.
but that's not the reason. The reason that H1Z1 doesn't have this level of arc is because the level of crafting and items you can obtain is much
not a
lower.
progression level.
It's not that the hackers and that they wipe the reason they
I'm
wipe
just saying
constantly.
people get used to having all this stuff in Arc
Yeah.
that people in H1Z1 have just, there's not that to get.
Well,
right?
that's the thing.
And if
It's
you do get something, it's gone, after a couple months anyways. With Arc, there's people that since day one have been maybe working on a base.
Yeah, it's the lack of, which is fine because H1Z1 and Arc are two very different games. I wouldn't want H1Z1 to have that in depth of a crafting,
They'd have to
item
really do
system
it
like
right.
But
I mean,
but
it would have to be intense.
It's way too much stuff for a game, for a zombie survival game. Arc is,
And for the game, it is like it
yes,
would not work.
It would, and it wouldn't make sense, and I wouldn't want that. That's not what H1Z1 is. But that I just feel like I would love an Arc wipe, but I feel like that could be the end of Arc being this, not the end of Arc, but the end of Arc being the massive game that it is. Because, again, you've given up a year, not given up, but you've spent a year of your life doing this, playing this game, and then it's like gone. Just completely gone.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, and it's what they've already set this tone of how it works. And as JD says, Rust has monthly wipes. People are just used to things not getting wiped in Arc, and so now if they did it, there would be a lot of people that freak out.
Do you think they're too far down the rabbit hole at this point to?
They may have to just keep some servers. Like I would, if they really want to start to change this, roll out the extinction servers. Like start making those popular, the ones that, and say even it's a 3-month wipe period. Like it extincts every 3 months.
I'd play
that
on
is
an
a thing.
official. I'd love to play on an official server again. Not
And
that the
keep
private
people
servers
moving. There's a lot of private servers though. Like we're doing a faster tame, a faster gather rate on ours just to experience it all faster, right? Because you can sit there for 6 months and just play and play and play and play.
Private servers are good, but they're limited unless you really have like a real private server that's like really promoted and you have a lot of groups playing on it. But
we run into that. We don't have just random people.
There isn't random people. It's literally just us.
Yeah.
So I would love, and I was sure the group would love a 3-month wipe official server because we would really get on there and invest the time like we did.
Yeah, you could say let's just
server.
push. Let's see what we can get done in 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
See if we could run the server for 3 months.
Yeah, and I'm sure we could.
It starts over.
Yeah, exactly. And you could do that.
And then we can decide do we want to
do
do something else or do you want to whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be a lot of fun. So we'll see. But that's Arc. Some good stuff coming. Maybe I doubt the update will be out tonight.
It might. They've been getting better about their.
Yeah, it's late though.
I
mean, it's already 8:00 on the East Coast. So who knows? We'll see. We'll keep you updated and we'll follow our social media feeds on that. But we do have a game that we are giving away for our live audience here on a Monday.
Yeah. So this is the first one I'm doing is Outlast, and this is one that has very good ratings. It's a zombie kind of like a horror. So it's a horror atmospheric first person survival. It's got overwhelmingly positive. So if this tells you anything about this, to get overwhelmingly positive for both your recent and your overall. So that's over 23,000 reviews. So that's pretty good. Right now it's about $20, but we're going to be giving away a copy of that. So if you would like to enter, what is the get my move out here?
Raffle.
Exclamation point raffle. But let me make sure I open it up first before you start typing it in, and that it's actually going to. All right. So I'm resetting the raffle. So exclamation point raffle. So if you type, if I win, I'm sorry. I'm just putting it in there as an example. Exclamation point raffle will get you entered into it. And then this time what we're going to do is after this one's done, we'll wipe it, but we'll reset the raffle before the next one, so that if you don't want to enter the next one, or you don't want to have it carry over, you'll have to re-enter again for the next raffle.
Yes. Now moving on to...
So we'll give that about 5 minutes and then we'll roll it.
Moving on to H1Z1, the community did it again. We won. I sent a private message to Hanny on Twitter. I don't know if he never got. I don't think he ever got it. I sent it to his Survivor Rest account.
Survivor's Rest.
So I don't know, but it's not an issue anymore. So maybe it's better that it didn't happen. So the big stink last week was the trade restrictions. People having thousands of items in their accounts. People using separate accounts for storage because there is currently no favorite or priority loot system in the game. So it was this big whole debacle about the trading restrictions. They pretty much turned more than half of the items into non-tradable. And then this was the post that came out this week. I'm reading this directly from Reddit. This is from Radar. As some of you noted earlier this week, a change which made loot bags and items untradeable to bring them consistent with more current bags. Many of you had strong opinions, and as always, we've been watching your feedback. That was an interesting note. Based on this, we have decided to not only revert these changes, but open up more current bags and items for trade. We will let everyone know when this change has been implemented. Thank you again for all of your feedback. So that is I wish we had a little scoreboard, but that would be a win for the community in this sense. I really hope, I shouldn't say I really hope. I'm not sure what their goal is with skins. I hope they're not trying to go a CS:GO route, because if they are, they've already failed, because the economy is really, really bad. I don't really I would be interested in hearing that from the developers and from the company. What is their goal with skins? What is the real goal? Is it just a moneymaker
for this? They've got to have it. Yeah, but I don't know that they actually do have because what you would think is, what do we see a year from now? I've said this before. What do we see this looking like a year from now, 2 years from now? What is the end game on this? And I just don't know if they're really thinking about it like that. I think it's just something they're doing because it brings in money, and they're not thinking of where it's going to go.
Yeah, because eventually you're going to have so many, do I dare to say, useless skins in the game? That really
I've got so many that's why I've been complaining about why not put a favorite system, because you put more and more skins in, and I just have this stupid list that says you got 20 of this hat and you got 10 of this shirt. I don't need all that. I could care less, and especially if I can't trade them. Why do you say I have 10? If I can't do anything with them, but a lot of people, they've got 50 of this hat. Then they complain, well, you took 49 of my hats away, even though there's nothing you could do with them.
Yeah.
It's just, they've created a mess, and I don't know that they have end game for this. And I think they really should be looking at, what do we want our trading system? Because CSGO's got it down. They make a lot of money off that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to hear.
It's a very, very in-depth system they have, and this is not an in-depth system. This is just, we like this skin, we'll sell it to you in a pack that you might win. It's just, I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah. Now, we didn't have any patches this week, But
No official patches.
No official patch. But what we did have is unofficial patch notes from 5/17/2016 to 7/30/2016, and these were locale changes only. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. I don't.
Well,
really
no, there's not a locale. Well, there's locale, but
everything is locale.
But there's a lot of things pointing to new stuff.
There is. So, but this is everything from 5/17 to 7/30. So it's like 2 months worth of stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff in here. I don't know what you want to cover.
Okay, so one thing I was going to point out is that they have different rankings, is what I'm gathering from this. I'm trying to find. So, royalty, platinum, diamond, and silver. It just says those for words.
Those are the crates, I believe.
Yeah. So those are those the quality levels?
Yes, because remember they have those 3 different crates now, the different colors, the different colored crates.
So they're ranking. Yeah. So they're ranking those versed on quality.
Yes.
Right. And then also I was told that they're going to be doing rankings in BRs.
Rankings like what?
Like have ranked BRs to where possibly you have to kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like just ranked BRs. That will go towards your ranking number of what your level is.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Well, no, Killcam is saying that's going to be the ranking system of King of the Kill.
Oh, okay. But they do have the gold, silver, that crates. That could have been that. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that they have royalty. I think their royalty will the top level.
So they're doing a CS:GO or a League of Legends.
Like a ranking system.
That's so stupid. Nobody plays it. Can't do a ranking system with 8,000 people playing the game.
But that's what they're hoping for.
Ugh.
So, and they added a bunch of new locations here. They added one thing we'll be going over is they've added new sounds for the vehicles, and they've added a number of things to the test server, but they have notes for that in here. Zombie Scout, which is something that we're going to be talking about. They referred to it as something else in our thing later, but I'm thinking that's referring to that. I don't know. There's just lots of locations here because there is the new map, like the hotels and pit stops and Nexus
it's really
City,
more
like all
of
these new locations.
It's really more of if you want to go, and there's a huge list of things. If you're really in depth, there'll be a link on, or if you're really want all the details exactly, there'll be a link on our website, it's infectionpodcast.com, and you can go through everything. There's a whole lot of stuff in here that because it's the last 3 months worth of changes, so we've talked about a lot of this stuff.
Okay, here's one I want to read to you, and I just want to get what you think it means.
Yeah.
Your network connection quality falls below acceptable standards. Your weapon is now locked. Is this to prevent lag switching?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So if you are dropping X number of packets, which essentially is what when you a lag switch, you only send certain packets, or you only receive certain packets from the server because you're only 4 wires in Ethernet. No, 6 wires in Ethernet. You only send 3. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's it.
So now Falcon is commenting that you have to be a diamond rank player to earn diamond ranked crates. So based on your rank will be what kind of crates you can earn to unlock.
Now, unfortunately, the items are so crappy in H1Z1. I don't see any incentive to that. I mean, that's totally my personal opinion. But there would really have to be some really cool stuff for me to want to work my way to diamond to possibly get to. But by the way, to get diamond crates that I have to pay for,
that are truly like amazing skins that are really sought after,
and you have to pay for them. It's not like you get diamond and then they're free. You've got to get them and then pay to unlock them. That's still the goal.
Maybe get them.
Yeah, so there would have to be some really, really, really cool. Skins that would be worth me, first of all, ranking up to diamond, and then second of all, actually spending money on this game, for additions.
So now another thing that they are talking about here is like free currency. So there's currency in here, which probably has something to do with the crates, I'm assuming, but what's like free currency?
No idea.
So they have in here free currency and soft currency category. These are all new things.
It's just how they internalize stuff. It may be how they differentiate Daybreak Cash from actual.
That's what I'm wondering.
currency.
Is there going to be another level of it?
No,
like from
probably not.
I'm just wondering why they keep talking about free currency versus soft currency that's in the game.
I have no idea.
So we'll see.
It could be 2 tiers of currency, but I doubt it. I mean, they could free currency like stuff you gain from playing hours in the game, possibly.
That's what I'm saying. It's something maybe you can unlock the low level chests with.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Bloodstained Key. Is that for maybe bringing back those?
Bloodstained Key.
Yeah, so maybe that's for opening a certain type of crate.
That's
maybe
what I was
Halloween
assuming.
crate. I don't know.
No
Bloodstained
idea.
Key. So that's a new thing. I mean, there's just little things that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
There's cool stuff in here if you read into it, but most of the stuff is just this. Remember, these are data. These are from.
Okay, so here's
Phasefire.
one more.
Okay.
One more. Gain rewards by unlocking this cool XP bar. Get headshots to unlock faster.
So they're essentially adding achievements.
Yeah. So if you get headshots, it'll give you advanced XP.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like Call of
So
Duty.
you have a thing that when you kill enough or something happens, like.
Well, no, I just think that.
Or is it players in game?
No, so this is what I assume is you're talking about a level up system, right? A silver, bronze, gold, the diamond. You've got some kind of system there. Getting a regular kill gets you 50 points of XP. Just using that as a thing. Getting a headshot gets you 100 points. So the more headshots you get, the quicker you level up. Like any other FPS, headshots way more than a regular kill, as they should, because a headshot is a more skilled shot to get. You can just shoot at somebody's body from behind and kill them. To shoot somebody in the head is much hard. Well, not much harder, but it's harder to get a headshot than it is to get a body shot. So that's
and then they have like kill streak bonuses. Like I think this is all for King of the Kill.
It's all King of the Kill, and what that indicates is that they're making kind of a push towards a CS:GO, Call of Duty-esque thing with kill streaks, rewards, levels, experience. Because right now, again, Brian, I said this probably 2 months ago, and I still stand by it. Nothing you do in one King of the Kill match leads to the next. Every single King of the Kill match is its own separate thing that doesn't weigh or have an effect on the next King of the Kill match. In Call of Duty and in Battlefield, what you do in the match before gets you experience, which gains you levels, which allows you to unlock guns, which allows you to do more things in the game. There is some type of goal for playing good in a game because okay, the more time, the higher the KD I have, the more kills I get, I will level up quicker, I will get more guns. In King of the Kill, what you did in game 1 does in no way affect what you do in game 5 or game 2. It doesn't affect. There is nothing that leads. The skins are the only things, but you don't even earn skins. You earn crates. There's nothing from one game that crosses over to the other. Every game is its own independent thing that has no trace back to anything else you do in the game. It's so weird how they've set this system up. I really don't think they planned King of the Kill out at all.
Yeah,
because it just doesn't make sense.
Stand by for new dispenser locations. What are the dispensers?
I mean,
I have no idea. So you stand by. It says stand by, and it's like stand space by for new dispenser locations. So there's all these new things that, so they've got some things in the works that they haven't been talking about.
Yeah, and actually, Phasefire adds a note to this. He says possible new game mode for King of the Kill, possibly dispensers scattered around the map that will output items rather than spawns. That could be something like that. I have no idea. So we'll see, but
be interesting to see.
Yeah, so there's some cool stuff coming. Stuff that's already in the game. So this is from Phasefire again. This is a data mine. So this is just stuff pulled out of the files.
The game files.
So this isn't patch notes. This isn't update notes. This is just
this isn't from
files.
This
exactly.
isn't from Daybreak saying, "Hey, here's something new." These are things that they've added in
because there was no updates this week. That's the
because there was no. These are things that they've added in and it's saying, "All right, they a lot of times don't mention them. They're just getting them in the game files, and then they get kind of frustrated that some of these things come out early."
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about because they put out a new test server update for the Just Survive test server.
Yeah.
And there's some bugs. So here's a tweet from Hanny that shows that, first of all, there's a water bottle bug.
Yes.
So if you look, you see how there's one in his hand and there's another one floating in the air.
Yes, I see that.
So there's some weird little bug with water bottles, which will make it so that there's a water bottle that floats in front of you. But also in this, he's calling it the PTS zombie. I'm assuming what did I call that before? Like the tracker zombie or something. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
I don't
Um,
remember.
so there's a zombie that will lead other zombies to your base, and then they start attacking. So I've heard that these are really OP right now. And so you'll have these zombies start attacking your base even when you're not logged in and destroy your walls.
Okay.
So
Huh.
this is something new. So this has just come out recently, but this is kind of showing that like that one zombie is leading other zombies to the base, and it seems to be one special new type of zombie that causes that to happen. Also, if you go to the next one, I had a video that is time stamped.
So I've actually got that. So we can skip
Okay,
that.
so you can play it. That's fine.
Yeah. So because that's kind of what I did today. So there was there is new vehicle sounds, and that video was like really short.
Yeah,
I just
I heard it and I pulled it out.
I can play just the audio quick because I've actually got some more examples of it. So this is the sound. You can hear that little squeal. I've got a video to go.
Hear it all.
Okay, so I've got a video that goes along with it with the better audio recorded just for this. So there was a this is Clegg's tweet today. Players, we have a big, that's the word he used, a huge gameplay patch on test servers right now. We need your feedback this week. Please hop on and play. There's some new stuff in there. This first one, I don't know if I just haven't played H1Z1 in a long time or if this is actually new. I haven't seen anybody post about this. This is items now. All items, not just guns. All items in your vicinity now pulsate blue every 2 or 3 seconds.
That seems pretty new to me.
They glow. I've never seen this before. Originally I thought it was just guns, and then playing a second game, it was every object that was near you. Now, honestly, that kind of ticks me off a little bit because there is some type of
Stairway's clarifying that it is new.
Yeah,
so that is a new thing.
I would assumed it was new. They have made this game so easy that you have
non-survival.
You have a map in game. You press M. It's got a grid system, A through E or F, or I think, and then 1 through 9. And you have a compass that's got your location on it. Now items glow when you're near them. What is there no benefit of doing anything? Like there's no, it doesn't seem like there's any benefit of knowing how to play this game. Because Brian, you could literally go in here. You could give this to a 5-year-old and they'd be able to figure everything out. I mean, the items glow. You can't possibly miss an item now because it pulsates neon blue.
Yeah.
You can't lose where you are because you have a map in a nice high quality map in game and your location constantly. What is there to do at this point?
I'm assuming that this is one thing where they may be going to hardcore servers. I mean, they realize there is an audience of hardcore players that we're just going to pretty much have to go to our own server to play.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to continue to pull in that, easy type of audience that's like, I just want to play and have it be easy. I don't want to do a survival game.
Yeah.
I want to experience everything, find all the guns, do all this stuff. But yeah, this is, and they may back down. And that's one thing, they put something in, and depending on how it's accepted, they back down from it.
Yeah. So, Stairwave actually put together a list of things that he noticed. So the first thing is the new car system that we talked about in mid-July. He says that stuff is on now. Spark plugs, again, this is just from him. This is not, some of the stuff could be bugs that that are not supposed to be happening. But this is what he's saying that he noticed. So this is from Stairway. We want to thank him for that. He says spark plugs take 30 seconds to take out, which is good.
Because they put timers on putting things into the car inventory,
which is good because the cars right now are so like you just run by every car and you just grab everything and run away.
But even if you're in a vehicle, like it takes some time. You have to stop and put things in its inventory. It's not instant anymore.
which I guess is kind of that's tough. That makes you have to stop and actually do that stuff now. It's not instant. He said next note is FPS is insane, and he makes sure that's bold. He says "Holy Mother of God." So I guess I didn't notice it. I mean, I don't.
Well, I don't have my FPS counter going right now.
I do, but I don't. I never had FPS issues to start, so I didn't look at that. Loot spawns are.
Are you running in borderless windowed mode?
No, I'm running full screen.
Oh, okay, because so you would actually see the full.
Yeah.
Full speed.
Loot spawns are everywhere. AK spawning on the whole map, etc. There are new animations if you shred things. Logout timer takes you 10 seconds to log out. It's unstoppable. So if you click log out by accident, it's going to tick all the way down. And the thing he says it's unstoppable means if somebody comes up in your screen, you can't click cancel and hop back into the fight. You are completely, and I would assume that this is a bug. You're right now you're SOL.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that on purpose.
I would imagine
to be able
that's
to
some
not
type
cancel
of bug.
out and try to defend yourself.
Yeah. So and then there's some other stuff in here. Vehicle behavior is great with every vehicle. The tires make noises when you do hard turns.
Like a squealing.
Yeah,
I think he put squeezing tires, but I think squealing tires.
Yeah, which I have. Vehicles sound extremely nice, realistic. The horn button J finally works. Glowing loot, which I talked about. Parachute animation was adjusted slightly. I don't remember before. Your player now actually pulls the strings depending on which way you.
Does he?
Was that in there before?
No, I mean. No,
you always held on, but I was almost certain.
I think that's new to where they have the arm animation.
I was almost certain it was, but I tried doing it again and it didn't look the same. So, but it definitely. I was pressing the button and it was the person moved.
Yeah.
So hot wiring makes failing start engine sounds and takes 30 seconds. So you can hotwire a car and that takes 30 seconds. The Magnum has a new symbol as well as the M9 has a new icon as well. They look really crappy in your hotbar. The M9 looks like clip art. Like they went to Word like 2003 and typed in like black gun and literally pulled it out.
They might have done that.
Because it doesn't look good. It used to look fine. It looks awful now. AK-47.
Maybe they found they didn't have legal rights to that image.
Yeah, AK-47 is extremely common. They asked the little Clippy if you could help them get some clip art. And then just some other stuff in here. The flip cars.
Now the 380. I heard that they reworked the 380.
Okay, he doesn't mention that. And I didn't use it.
No, but I was seeing a lot of things on Reddit about them redoing the 380, and like people were like, "Why can't you take out the 380?" And then there's other people saying, "Well, they're releasing a skin for the 380, so good luck. It's never going to go away now."
Yeah,
so we'll be stuck with it. But the benefit is you can disassemble it for parts.
Yes.
So just don't use it as a regular gun.
Yeah.
But why would you want to skin 380? That's what I don't understand.
Exactly. So now I've got this little clip. It's about 50 seconds because there's a little twist at the end.
Okay.
But this is a clip of the audio. I'm going to crank it up a little bit so you can actually hear. This is the ATV. I believe the running of the ATV didn't sound too different, but you will hear the effects, and I'll kind of narrate over it a little bit when I need to. So we'll do that now. And you can hear that squealing, which is very, very loud. Yeah. It's clear that you're squealing. Right now, this is with the boost. It doesn't sound too much different than it used to. But the one thing coming up here, when you hit the grass, it makes kind of it kind of clunks. You make a different sound when you go between grass and asphalt, which is cool. And then there's it makes different noise. It almost sounds like you're running over rocks. And as I'm driving here, there's a person in front of me. And I was able to take him out, which I've never played this game. So that was my twist. I just planned on driving all the way.
Nick actually lived.
I planned on just going all the way to Pleasant Valley and just doing more like burnouts and spinning. And I nailed a headshot on somebody. So, hey,
yeah,
showing my FPS skills in action. Watch, it'll come out that was set up and it was like a separate computer.
Yeah, so you'd worked with some guy. Hey, stand here and then I'll shoot you and I'll save the day.
So I can tell people my podcast that I'm really good. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm gonna real quick just play the squealing sound again at the beginning because it's really nice. Oh, it's not playing. I don't know why it's not playing. Did I break it? Yeah, there you go.
There you-
So yeah, that's the squealing sound, which I like. So yeah, aimbot confirmed. There you go. So yeah, there you go.
and that's, I mean, this is good. I mean, they've been working on the vehicles. I'm hoping they're going to add more vehicles.
I would imagine that would be after a Z2 thing, but yeah, I'm
sure. After Z2, because they're getting to the point to where they're figuring out how the vehicles are supposed to run. They got them sounding right. Like, okay, now just give a little more variation, or even just change the skin on them. Like, make them look different, because all the vehicles
what about
look
like
the
a
same.
red pickup truck, a blue, an orange?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
you could
just
keep
different
the
colors.
same.
Yeah,
just kind of change the texture that's going over the top of it, and just give us a little bit of variety.
Yes.
Or maybe they're opening it up to, they'll sell car skins, which is, I'm sure, where they're going towards. We'll be seeing a Hello Kitty police car before you know it.
I can't wait.
Sorry, they said that was your entry. Is that your entry for the H1Z1 Invitational? Is that your
Oh
entry,
man, is that entry still going on?
I'm sure it is.
Oh, I gotta submit that then. Just
Yeah, I'm like, hey, see, I got a kill in H1Z1. And they're like, well, let's see how many kills he's got in the past 6 months. Oh, 1 kill.
yeah. And the worst
Okay.
part is this was on the test server, so it's not even gonna be on my like King of the Kill stats. Oh, that's great. I'm totally gonna submit that after the show.
Yeah, so here's my kill.
here's my kill, singular kill. Just
Kill.
just the kill I got.
Do I qualify?
Said, all expense paid trip out to San Diego or wherever they're hosting this event.
Yeah.
Real
All right,
quick,
so do we want to do the draw for the giveaway?
Let me. I got some breaking news coming in right here for you, Brian. This is so we saw the map from our friends H1Z1DB a few weeks ago, and now he has actually gone in and has started plotting the roads. So
Yes.
this is Pleasant Valley, the new Pleasant Valley, with the roads actually plotted out.
Oh, okay.
So you can see this. I thought this was the whole map, but it's not. This is just Pleasant Valley. You can see the road system. There's a few roads. There's 2 roads that run north to south. There's 2 roads that run north. There's 1 road that runs south, 1 that runs east, and it does not appear that there's a west road directly out of the city. So two north, 1 east, 1 south. And then there's this long north to south road on the right hand side here. So, there you go. That's a breaking news there.
Can I point out something that disturbs me? Not about this map.
Oh, okay. So you don't need. Okay, back to you. Here you go.
No.
Take it
So
away.
Sebastian, like, where are art wrap-ups? And
Oh yeah, what
he
happened?
hasn't posted in over a month.
Are you sure? Have we just been? Did you go to his
Yes.
Twitter and look?
Yes.
Oh, did he
I
get
find that very
fired?
disturbing.
Did they let him
What's
go?
going on? Not that I've heard.
Huh?
See, it says he's still the art director. It's just he was so good about that. And the last one he did was a May art wrap up. So there's been June and July, no art wrap ups. And he hasn't posted anything since he showed those 3 new styles for the Predator crate. The sniper outfit and all that. That's the last time that he's really posted anything. I'm wondering, a little bit of.
That's full X Files, man. Is something going on? Is there a whole month? I mean, he was literally posting like 14 times a week.
Yeah, art wrap-ups were consistent. Like, he hasn't done anything since June 1st. So this is
Illuminati confirmed.
2 months now. I don't know, May, June.
No, there was June, July. There should have been the
June,
Was there
July,
June?
August. So it's been 2 months since he's posted an art wrap-up. 2 months of time.
Well, was there a June art wrap, or was it only a May?
May is all I've seen, but he posted it June 1st or May.
I'm saying. So yeah, there
So
has
he
not
hasn't
been
posted
no
a June or
July
a July
art wrap.
So what's going on with that? That's just one thing that concerns me, because that was the most consistent part of Daybreak, right?
Yeah.
The one most consistent thing that we said, man, there's one person there who actually is consistent every time, and now 2 months he hasn't done anything, and that I don't know what to do. Maybe he's on vacation. Maybe you're right, Joe. you may be on vacation and I'm reading too much into it, but 2 months of vacation, I don't know about that.
Maybe it's the new paid leave program or something that is rolling out in the States.
Maybe he's having a baby or something.
2 months. I mean, Jesus, that's got to be quite an extensive benefits package. You could take 2 months off work. It's like what, 6 weeks?
I'm not saying, Falcon Watch says he hasn't done anything since June 1st. No, I'm not saying he hasn't done anything, but usually he posts
constantly.
Yeah, usually he'll post something, and it's 2 months of no art wrap ups when they've had them for quite an amount of time now.
Taking medical leave before he quits.
Before he quits.
Now, that sucks though. That's honestly, we haven't talked about any art. We've seen very, very little art.
I'm glad that's one thing I pointed out. Maybe we'll hear something about it, but
maybe tweet at him. If you're really interested and you're watching, tweet at him. See what's going on.
I'll wait till after the show.
But I'm talking to the audience. Tag us in it. I'm interested.
Oh yeah, say hey, where's bring back Sebastian.
Yeah, hashtag free Sebastian.
Free Sebastian.
Yes. Oh boy. Let's do this raffle. Let's get that out of the way.
I almost forgot that we were getting ready to do that. All right, so announced the winner is Manstand 3.
Nice. Congratulations.
So I will send you a link that'll let you redeem Outlast, which looks like a blast of a game. I've never seen ratings that high for a game, so that's really good.
The ratings are over 9,000.
Over 9,000.
Yes.
All right.
Very
good. So if you want to go on to the next one, then I will actually. If you want to get that started, and I will send it.
So we have, let's see. All right. So we have a miscreated patch. This is number 37, released on the 29th, which was Friday. So the carrying objects. We've added support for being able to carry objects in your hands, pick them up with no weapon if you have no weapon equipped. Right now, the only thing that you can carry are animals, but more items/features will be added in a future update. So they're working on some type of, carrying system that doesn't require you having to put something in your backpack. You're actually able to carry that. So the animal system, this is the first iteration of the new animal system, and it's included in this update. It's very lightweight, networked system for simple animals in the game, non-aggressive. So this is rabbits, birds, squirrels, just simple non-aggressive things. And the good thing is, because again, we've had this issue with Miscreated, they need to be super lightweight and networked because they start adding 400 squirrels to the game, and then now again you can have 4 people playing on a server because they use 20 gigabits of data to talk back and forth between the squirrel or the wolf.
Well, they fixed a lot of that. So that's why they're adding all this in. So one thing I did see interesting is the pig. Somebody had taken a pig and they were able to make it like float in the sky. Like they're moving around and it was just like spinning in circles. I lost track of the link for it, but there was some bug where the pig was just spinning in the sky in front of him.
So the actual animals they've added to the game, which honestly I think these are 2 of the weirdest animals. If I was thinking non-aggressive, like simple animals to add, are roosters and pigs. Like I would think squirrels, birds, bunnies. That's kind of the way. Well, birds maybe not because that's a flying thing. So those are currently in the game. More animals will be added in the future. So the animals.
And this is all probably part of the AI system.
Yes.
Remember, they incorporated the AI system where they can take advantage of pre-made. Like it's a company that makes AI, so they don't have to program in all the AI by themselves. This is something to where now they're like, oh, well, let's just get the texture and the model for a pig. All right, we've got the AI for a pig. Here's a pig. So they're just adding a bunch of random animals just to kind of fill out the map, which is cool. I mean, it makes it, me an immersion.
Yeah. Yes.
When I'm walking around, if I come across an old farmhouse, I could see that and this is how Miscreated would do it. You come across an old farm, you see that where the pig pen was, the gate the gate's broken or the fence is broken. And there's a pig wandering off a little ways away that had gotten out. Like that story unfolds from there. That's what they do. So I appreciate it when they do stuff like this.
All right.
I know you didn't think that. You probably didn't get that far through.
No, honestly, I'd be like, who cares?
Oh, there's a pig over there.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, I'd be like, whatever.
He hopped off the pig truck.
Yeah, the pig truck. Yeah. So more animals will be added in the future. Animals may be killed, harvested, and looted, so you'll be able to take advantage of those. With your empty hands, you'll be able to pick them up and carry them around, so you can essentially have a pet pig.
Yeah, see, the problem is you don't carry the pig like this. Like, you carry the pig like this.
Well, now you can carry around a pig in game, a virtual pig. That'll be great.
Yep.
When they were dropped, they will stay in the general area where they were dropped at. That's really interesting. So I guess
so you can kind of create your own base. Remember, you can set up camps.
Yes.
So now you can have your own pigs that you raise.
Yes, exactly. So they're going to stay within some type of radius. And it says if you drop them in your base's radius, they will persist through a server restart. So it's not like stuck in memory. It's actually telling this pig, or rooster, you got to stay in this radius. So that's what's going on with the animal system, which is really cool. Now for servers, there's some general performance improvements, just generally to the server. There's improvements to manage items in tents and crates, so more of a management system. So hopefully it'll allow you to do some better organization, dragging stuff around, all that stuff. Fixed for running out of network IDs, which I guess was
now that they have more players, they probably were doing it in a way before because they had such limited numbers of players that now they have to actually make it so they can assign more players. You see the video I linked to you?
Yeah, I gotta.
You want to play that really good?
Yeah, let me pull this up. I gotta send it to my other computer. Let's see.
So this is the new pig that's in there.
So why don't you keep reading through the patch notes? I'll just play this.
And people can watch.
I'll just play this in the background. Yeah.
Okay. They reduced the memory footprint per player. So this is on the server. So they're trying to improve. Is it showing? It's not. Okay. Is it going? It's me so far. All right, here we go. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. All right, so they reduced the memory footprint per player. So this is making sure that on the servers themselves, this isn't client side, but they can take up less memory per player. Servers will only restart if its data can be loaded from the database. So this should fix missing bases issues. So if for some reason the base, maybe some data that was showing where people's bases are, customized data for that server weren't loading, it won't try to load it. They fixed players not properly becoming non-relevant to other players. So this would be the relevant system of if someone went out of your range, if you wouldn't be able to see them, it wasn't dropping the connection to them properly. So in the game, the shader cache regenerated with latest data. So this is going to help with stuttering and freezing. They spawned items from tents and vehicles. AIs, corpses should be restored when logging back in. So they would disappear for some reason when you logged out, not showing up in those objects. The volumetric fog is disabled, but normal fog still exists. The maximum view distance now varies based on spec. So from 1 kilometer to 4 kilometers in your object detail video settings. And then, I guess that's so that if you have, let's say, a low quality machine and you want to only show items at 1 kilometer, you can now adjust that setting.
And you don't have a Titan, 2 Titans.
Yeah, you don't have the Titan or the 10,000 hertz. Yep. And so now you can set it up to 4 kilometers as well. Default spec is now medium instead of high. Now that they're getting more in there and the graphics are getting better, not everybody can run that. Texture resolution now varies per spec. So they're actually raising or lowering that. Disabled silhouette POM. I'm sure I got to look up
what was it? POM.
POM.
Point of. Phase of the moon. That's what Google pointed me at. I don't believe that's correct.
So that is the parallax occlusion mapping. So. It's the method to add 3D complexity to textures.
Are you sure it's not phase of the moon?
So it's the occlusion. So it gives it like depth and things like that.
Gotcha. That's something that they should really put it. That's something they should really put in these patch notes because most people are not game developers.
He says pig time juggling dynamics. That's a new item.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because you have to look that up. I mean, they could have said occlusion.
Yeah.
Which would be. But POM. All right. Player corpses not being visible issue should be fixed. So corpses weren't showing up. Now in the world, they removed some static items from the world that are now spawned and usable to reduce confusion. So like tents and things like that. So there were tents in the world before, but they were just like tents that sat there and you couldn't use them for anything. They were just for looks.
Yeah.
So
But
now
that
they've
was
removed those.
That was before they had the tent mechanic. That
Now
the
they
tent was
actually
like a
have tents. So that
portable
way you
base,
wouldn't run up to a tent that you couldn't do anything with and be like, why can't I loot this tent?
Yeah.
You know, they've taken that out. Ambient sounds areas are improved with correct setup and recommendations from Crytek. New variations of 3-story buildings have been added. The rooster and the pig spawn points have been added, so those will spawn throughout the map. And sedan spawn points added. So this is for a vehicle. And then the AI mutants now have increased chance to have loot and can have more than one item. Brute mutants added, which I think there's a picture somewhere at the top. If you look at the top of that post, there's a picture of the new brute mutant.
Too small to show.
It's a stronger and tougher than other mutants. It's a huge mutant. In the UI, they changed some things in that. With the vehicles, they added the sedan with multiple color variations. So there's a new vehicle in there. The damage model for quad bike has been updated. The adjusted particle effects for the F100 truck. The vehicles no longer leak oil and fuel when not running. And they moved all exit locations a little further away to reduce chance of being killed when exiting the vehicles. So, and then they adjusted some things with crafting, just some things with the weapons, base building. They reduced the gnome health. So there's little gnomes hidden in there. I don't know why they bothered, but they made it so the gnomes don't have as much health. They're like little garden gnomes sitting around. I have no idea why that's in here. They added in missing pine tree to get wood from. Dismantle generator now will give you generator components back. They added a bunch of new levels of detail to weapons.
Okay.
So that should help a lot with the performance. And then they went through and redid a lot of textures. So
cool.
They updated the texture for the chicken coop. So I'm wondering if maybe that's a hint that maybe the chicken coop will be something that you can take advantage of. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they added roosters, so maybe they're just.
They added roosters, so maybe they're giving the chicken coop a little bit of love.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it's pretty big notes. That's update number 37. So
yes,
they're constantly improving this game.
A lot of stuff.
All right, so that's miscreated. Hurt World put out a new patch.
Yes,
and this one is the one that, as we said last week, it's kind of like a mix of here's things that we want to do and things that we have done. And so they've gone through and kind of redone their character and split it up into pieces and really lowered the they lowered the poly count quite a bit. So if you scroll down almost to the bottom, you can see.
Oh, I see that now.
They show the previous one, and then they show the new one. So if you look, they really lowered. So go below that one. The next one. Yep. Next. Yeah, that right there. So the poly count, you can see there's a huge difference in the number of squares. They've really evened it out. That will help a lot with improvement performance in the game.
So the left is the old. Left is the old.
Yeah, the left one should be the old one.
Yeah, because that's. But the
right one's a much lower poly count, so it will. That's the number of faces that the texture goes on, and so there's a really good way, and that really affects the performance of if you have a lot of players in one area.
Okay, so their goal was to make it
to try to lessen it, because you can if you look at the bottom, like right below that, they keep the detail and actually improve it a little bit while still lowering the poly count.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah.
So you can see from the characters on the left and the right, like there's actually more detail, but the poly count has been lowered. So they're getting that through the specular maps and the normals, and these are all the things that they're taking, these texture images, and giving it depth rather than trying to do it through poly count.
Yeah,
which is the proper way to do it.
The one thing that I notice is his like eye socket looks much more defined on the right than it does on the left. It's more defined.
And you can see in the cheekbone, like there's just more definition. Like it's a different definition. There is more detail. Like even in the hair, you can see that there's a little bit of a ripple.
Yes, yeah. There's these little lines that are in the hair that are not on the left. So interesting.
Yeah. So this is stuff that they've been doing, and that will help a lot. And then they show some samples over here in a new vehicle they're looking at doing, and
so the motorcycle.
Yeah, the motorcycle. So that they've got some of the test. It has no textures on it, but the model is there, and the actual moving of it and the physics of it are there.
It's cool.
So,
Like the back wheel is like super shocky and bouncing around.
So I mean, they're just finishing up with the actual coloring of it and everything.
Yeah.
But that's most of the work right there. So
cool stuff.
Yeah, so that is Hurt World. So they are continuing, and we'll have to see if we do another game of the week eventually with that.
Yeah, I'd actually like to play that at some point. So yeah. maybe
Yep.
we'll have
And
to-
then, so Elite Dangerous is a game that I enjoy, but man, you got to put time
you
into it.
almost hooked me on it, and I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
'cause wouldn't
I
have
mean,
played.
it is a fun game, but you
Yes.
got to put some time into it.
Yeah.
And this is just a lot of fixes. I wanted to put it into our notes because it's mainly a ton of bug fixes and performance
Okay.
improvements. I'm not really like new things because they add new stuff through the expansions and major revisions, and they recently added a new expansion. So this is mostly just fixes. So I just
Gotcha.
wanted to put it so we have it in our notes. I'm not going to read through, like fixing the wing manager and whatever with
stuff that's
crashes.
stuff that's so minimal.
Yeah, I mean, but if you look, it's like 2 to 3 pages
Yes, it is. It's a huge form
of fixes. So that I just I like to point out that they are continuing to improve that game. So there's patch notes out for that. We'll have it in there. Now this next one, since it is kind of related to Elite Dangerous, this is No Man's Sky, which
Yes. Which
you gave your prediction last week.
yeah. Yes, I did give my prediction. My prediction was it's going to be a Titanfall, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think that
going
was
to be
my
the next
prediction.
Titanfall.
Yeah.
And so this is somebody who, okay, so first of all, this article starts out with the person who paid more than $1,300 to get a copy of No Man's Sky 10 days before its launch date claims he has already beaten the game by reaching the center of its galaxy. He says, which took him around 30 hours. So that's one thing about a game like this is you want it to be so huge. I mean, it is the galaxy. So there's a lot of people talking about how there's a very good chance that this is going to be a disappointment. I mean, I put this in here because it kind of was confirming what you had said. It says gamer who bought No Man's Sky early reaches Galaxy Center, deflating fans' anticipation. So it says spoiler-filled post explains a shortcut that significantly reduces travel time. So he was able to kind of use a bug to do this. So a lot of people are hoping that they put out a patch on launch day to make sure that this is fixed. And it's good that they caught it now because, once people kind of skip ahead and that content starts to be shown, like kind of the mystery of it and the work put into it, it shortcuts it. And so I'm hoping that they make this game, if it's a game that's supposed to be an epic game, you need to make it last that amount of time.
Yeah, and
you can't be something you beat in 30 hours.
And again, he said he didn't probably go to any planets. His goal was just to get to the center of the galaxy. If they make a game like this, if you want to just drive to the center of the galaxy without doing anything, I guess you probably could. So I don't know about the validity is. And by the way, why would you spend $1,300 to play this game? I mean, what is wrong with you?
10 days before its launch date.
I've gone out and I've purchased Call of Duty like 2 or 3 days early off Craigslist for like $100, which is $40 more than retail. But the most I've spent is $100. $1,300? It's a $60 title.
Yeah.
That's just that's kind of crazy.
And this is going to be released next Tuesday. So this will be released on the day of our next show.
Now, are you getting this right away?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I think I will then. If you're not going to get it, I will.
I mean, I may eventually, but I was kind of, I don't know. I've been trying not to watch because I saw like there was leaked gameplay. And if I play it, like I want to just kind of hear, is it good or is it not good? But I don't want all the gameplay shown.
Then I think I think I'll buy it day one just so that, I can at least play it and have some experience with it. So yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll buy it day one. And we'll have
it'll be kind of like H1Z1. Remember, you were the guinea pig.
Well, it's just if this game could very well be like the next Destiny, which was huge, or the next Borderlands, or it could be the next Titanfall.
And that's where like I'm hoping that first day, because I usually like to give a game a day to either like the utter disappointment
Oh yeah,
or the
yeah.
this is amazing.
I forgot. Jay Delore was reminding us 3 days late on the PC, so it's not coming out to the 12th.
Oh, so 12. So it'll be 3 days after.
Which is fine actually, because then I'll be able to. I won't have time to play during the week anyway, or I won't have time Tuesday to play. 30 hours before the show. So
Yeah.
so
to beat it.
Yeah, I'll be able to beat it before the show starts.
So now Killcam is saying he'd rather wait for Star Citizen, if
No
it ever
thank-
launches.
no. Well, I mean, they got like what, hundreds of thousands of dollars now for
Millions.
Yeah, millions of dollars for your little dog fighter modules and your. Oh, look at me! I got a credit card. It's got my name on it. It says RSI. Got
Yep.
hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars invested into this game. That's got a flight simulation model at this point. Whatever, does not interest me at all.
So let's see. Star Citizens has raised over $77 million so far.
That's huge.
Huge. Yes. So, yeah. So if it's ever released,
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
I would
see.
hope so. Robbing people of their money if they're never going to release this game. Wasn't it supposed to be
now this
done by
was
2017?
this was in 2015, so it's got to be more now.
When is it supposed to be out?
Good question. Star Citizen release date.
It's going to be a
never.
game. It's going to be a game. Never. It's
It
going to be.
says 2016.
It's
is
going to
what
be.
it says.
It's going to
That's the
be.
release date.
It's going to be a Gamescom in August. So who? I guess they're going to be doing some big reveal at Gamescom. Maybe, I don't know. That whole thing is just kind of crazy.
77 million. They better have a lot. I mean, that's a pretty big budget for a Kickstarter game.
Yeah, I'm not. I will not be. There is zero probability that I will be buying Star Citizen.
Especially with how they do, where you have to buy and pay so much money in. Like, no, thank you. I don't like that. I don't like that setup. Like, I already don't like skins, like buying skins. But when they want you to pay $1,000 for a ship, I'd rather go and buy something that's real that I can have in my house for $1,000.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Saul is saying the release date is between 2016 and the death of the sun. So,
Yes.
which is a very valid thing. Now, there's a game is a game, and a game is virtual. There in Star Citizen, you literally, if your ship blows up, you literally lose it. And then you have to buy insurance. Like,
paid $1,000 for that ship.
and there's like insurance. Like I have to add, like, it's like literally having real life car insurance in a game. I mean, no thanks. I'm pretty. I'm very cheap, as it is. I'm not buying virtual ship insurance on Star Citizen. Absolutely
and
no
that's the
chance
thing
of
that I
happens.
saw is like you could go in to buy a ship with your clan, right? So you get this giant ship that I guess 5+ people are supposed to pitch in towards, so you can all pilot it at once. But the thing costs thousands of dollars, like real money, thousands of dollars. Like you had to buy that ship for
and then the
thousands
insurance
of dollars. And then you have to pay for insurance to make sure that if it blows up, you didn't lose $1,000. Like it is a money sink. I do not understand how people are still doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
and
how are people still giving them money?
Yeah.
$77 million in 2015.
Hey, it's all about flying the ships. Yeah, I know EVE Online, but EVE Online was a very different game. The Star Citizen is literally built around you spending and continuing to spend money, which is fine. But mark my death, there will not be a chance in hell that I will be buying a virtual insurance for a video game in my lifetime. And if I do, somebody needs to come and put me out of my misery. Virtual insurance.
Saul brings this up. Like he says, I want to feel the sense and awe I felt when I played Wing Commander back in the 90s. And I've talked about this before. I think when we first started talking about Star Citizen and
No Man's Sky.
well, not Star Citizen, but No Man's Sky and Elite Dangerous. Like I talked about Wing Commander back then. Like that was awesome. That was huge. And like a story and everything brought you into it. Like I think people are seeking that with these games. Like they're wanting to have another Wing Commander. But and then they're getting the generation, people that are starting to become successful that are willing, like, okay, to try to get that feeling again, I'll pitch out $1,000. Like they're taking advantage of that in my mind.
Yeah. And Killcam is saying Star Citizen is all about immersion. I get that, but there's a point where
Yeah, the immersion of, man, my ship blew up and I just lost $1,000. Luckily, I didn't have to kill myself as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the immersion is like, let's see. I don't have any big bills on, but like, it's like, here's some immersion, 20, another 100. Okay, immersion. I'm broke.
Oh, I got a scratch on the side of my ship. Oh, that just cost me $1,000. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Like real life.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not, again, no hard feelings towards anybody that is that is playing this game, but I'm just there. Never will I be into a game where I would be spending that kind of money. And Brian, we have a very good mutual friend that is all in. We have two very good mutual friends that are all in on this game. One literally has a physical RSI card that's like a flight card, and it's like a hologrammed like debit card. It's like the real. He's got like a certificate. He's got everything. So, hey, whatever. Yeah. Those $1,000 ships come with lifetime insurance. What a deal! No, thank you. Why don't you go take out a second mortgage on your house? It's like, it's crazy to me. So I will say, send us an email. Contact at Infection Podcast. Tell us why we're wrong. But I've yet to hear any logical point of why you need to be buying.
Well, and I like I like it being realistic. Like I like that in a game to where like all the details are thought out and everything happens, but the amount of money that you're having to spend for this just for me is too much.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That's No Man's Sky / Star Citizen / don't waste all your money. Moving on to Rust.
Yes.
By the way,
this game that we played last week.
This header image, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how well I can pull this up, but this is a really, really cool header image.
Kind of shows the snow.
It shows,
biome,
it shows the snow biome. It looks like they're playing rock paper scissors shoot up there on the.
It's like if you sat up there like that, like you're gonna get headshot in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in that, but that's what's going on Rust. That's the screenshot. They always have really cool screenshots for the dev blog. This is dev blog 120. So the first thing here is graphical glitches. This is actually two people though. So they
Gary Newman, who's
the Gmod
started
guy. Yeah, Gary. So they talk about this. So they say last week we accidentally introduced some graphic glitches. They screwed up rocks, left cliff textures, and female skin issues, among others. So they ended up wasting too much time trying to track it down to the end, and they just ended up. It says ended up at our automatic build system for continuous integration. Seems like we tried to abuse Unity to make it build fast or something. But now they did mention that. Remember,
you did. Yeah, I talked about how they were trying to.
Well, because Unity, I guess it takes forever to do the game, like export a build in Unity because they're doing PC, Mac. They were doing a bunch of different versions. So Gary said that he found a way to do them all at like the same time or have them build.
Broke.
But it was breaking these textures. So now they're having to, I guess, go back to their old way of doing it. They added some combat log stuff in here. Doing some weapon balance, grenade improvements, and then there's some art down here. This is total like Fallout stuff, Brian. This art, this little shack that's right here. It's like it looks like a bus stop. And some more art.
It says it's a new bus stop model. To replace the temporary one that they had in there.
Yep. And then there's that. And then there's some curved asphalt with cracks, some straight asphalt, storefronts. Because there is a store system in this game. So these are the new fronts for the stores for items and whatnot. And then there's a video here. This is grenade models. So this is what they look like before. And
he'll throw it.
Throw it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then here is after. And okay, so the difference is his hand actually comes forward. In this one right here, his hand kind of lags behind the grenade itself. So that's what appears the difference. Which a lot of games have that issue is your hand is back. The grenade comes forward, but your hand doesn't come forward. The grenade just
the hand
flies.
Animation is going faster than the grenade.
Yes, or vice versa.
Travel.
Or vice versa, where the grenade is fast and then the hand comes through this. Now it's the grenade is leaving the hand when the hand model comes forward. So, so
then they're adding satchel charges.
Yeah.
So it says we're making new C4. So this is going to be a different version of it. So they show the asset for that. And then the shotgun, this is something we've kind of seen some art before, but they actually have the animation and it shows it firing. They don't have all the texture on it, but it shows and you can hear it actually firing.
Yeah.
So
cool stuff.
So that's the shotgun. So they should be that's a double-barreled shotgun. They should be putting in there pretty soon. So
yep, some more environmental graphic updates, and then a bunch of other changelog things.
Yeah, if you look at like the environmental graphics, I mean, it looks nice. They have 3 images there.
It's always looked good, though. I mean, for the most part, this game has always looked pretty fantastic.
I don't know. It doesn't look like that for me in the game, though. Like when we were playing, like it doesn't. Like maybe I didn't go and raise all my settings.
No,
though.
you probably have to go and raise all your settings.
Yeah. And so in here they have a change log. If you want to check out our show notes, it'll actually have everything.
Yeah.
Like the grenades stacked to 5 now when they didn't before. Little things like that.
Exactly. So that's Rust.
Another one that I've been talking about recently is Life is Feudal, and this is a game that is a lot of fun if I only had more time. But I just wanted to mention they have 1.1.2.7 patch notes, which was just a lot of fixes. So I always make mention of this one because I just want people to realize that this game is out there. It is being maintained. It is a lot of fun, but it's one of those kind of like Rust and like Ark that you have to kind of dedicate yourself to. It's not one that you go and play once a month or whatever. So, but it's a game that has terraforming. So you're actually kind of like 7 Days to Die. You're able to terraform, and Killcam mentions it is a true hardcore survivalist game. So if you feel like all these other games are too easy, like it's not hardcore enough, go get Life is Feudal if you want a true hardcore survival game, because this is it. So,
and yeah, have you played it recently, or is this just talking about the update?
I haven't played it since this update.
Okay,
I played it. I played it I think a couple of weeks ago, and it's an awesome game. It's just I can't get far enough into it myself.
Yes.
To get to the point of like, man, I'd have to say I'm going to play every day or two. Yeah, to really get anywhere. It's a true hardcore survival game. That cool. At some point I'm like, I'm going to put myself into it and play it for a month straight. Like there you go. But I'm not doing that right now.
There you go.
All right. So Unturned put out an update, and this is that free game that we talked about last week. So they're doing Arms Shipment Part 1. So they have kind of introducing some lore here. It says Russian survivors have recovered a key military storage depot housing a huge arsenal of Russians' finest weapons and have begun shipping them out to share with the coalition. Starting today, coalition drops now contain the first half of these newly uncovered weapons. Next week, the second half should be ready for deployment. So
cool.
They're adding new guns, a bunch of new a calling card. I'm not sure what that is about. They're improving the roads, how they lay out the vertices. They tweaking some of the, like how the zombie works, and they did a lot of fixes. So, and then they are doing some things with the maps. As you may know, these new guns were actually working on and found in the files over the last few weeks, because they didn't say anything, but people found them from looking through the files. And so it says previously we've fully focused on working on a new map for the updates, we're paused while everything came together, but this way there's still something new and fun to check out. It's in reality, the majority of my work this week is on more new objects. So they're showing they're working on a new map for this. So pretty cool game for free it doesn't require a high-end system to play.
No, and it's again free.
Free, yeah. So if you want to have a kind of a fun survival game, maybe, or even one for your kids, just don't let them do the voice chat, things like that.
Yeah, of course.
Like any other game.
Like any other game ever online. ESRB doesn't rate online play. You wonder why. So, We Happy Few. I know a bunch of people that have purchased this.
Yep.
Brian bought it, so I didn't have
Didn't
to.
have to.
I will be. I just, at this point, it didn't. I trust Brian, to be able to talk about this. So, Brian, what do we got with We Happy Few? And have you played it? First question is, have you played it at all since we last spoke?
No, I don't think so. Not since last week.
Okay.
I've been waiting for some content update, and this is discussing that. So I kind of said, well, when they put out the next content patch, because I'm trying not to get so much into it that I kind of lose the fun of it when it's released. But they're now talking about what they're going to be releasing. So it says we're currently hard working at preparing the first 2 updates to the game. So the first one's going to be a community update. And this is going to be based on some of the feedback. They've gotten feedback from releasing it. And so they're going to be doing bug fixes, quality of life changes. So some of that is toning down the survival needs and lengthening the day cycles, because the day was a lot of these games keep it even, like half of the day, half a night. And that doesn't work very well for games. Like you want it to where it's at least 3/4 day and 1/4 night usually. Map markers being broken on quests and not visible on quests. I haven't seen any quests yet, so I don't know if I even have access to that.
Quests are quests.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I didn't see any quests.
You didn't see because they weren't there.
Yeah. Support for tuning X and Y sensitivity on your mouse independently. My mouse works great. Saving the game with plague kills you saving the game with plague kills you instantly when you respawn, because you can get a disease, you can get the plague, and then when you respawn, it would kill you instantly. So you can't save it. I think they're trying to make it so that you can't save it and go back. Dig spot confusing, so they're making so that looks clear because there's marked on the map like where you would dig. Tuning of the durability and range of damage from certain weapons, like the pointy stick. They're fixing that. A large number of quest issues reported by you guys, so there's going to have a full list next week of the fixes for that. And then performance updates for AMD cards and for slower graphics cards. And now also what they're looking as far as the second part of that, kind of in their preview version of the game. So on Friday the 5th, at the end of this week, they're going to be adding more variety to the world generation, because this is a generated world. I thought it looked pretty good, but you can tell like this is this building repeated, so they're going to make it so that it's less noticeable. The coast lighting and vista updates, so along the coast and the water and the lighting, they're going to be upgrading that. Journal, quest, and compass updates. I assume since I never saw any quests, that's part of some things they're going to be fixing. Additional NPC dialogue, so when you go up and talk to people, it's not repeated so much. And then more flexible difficulty settings, because right now it's pretty much hardcore or not hardcore. So will you be able to respawn or not? Will you be able to kind of recover when you take damage? So they're going to be working on that. And then I know that there's an image here of some artwork that they're doing because they want to add a mystery house. So they have a screenshot of that and some of the things that are going to be inside. And just some of the assets. Like if you look, like there's signs that are out in front of the buildings. I mean, those look really nice. The game looks really nice, and that's one thing I really appreciate about it. And I think this is going to be a very good game. I think they got a good start. I mean, I can see this as a game that's not going to kind of putter out. So
yeah,
if you are considering getting it, I would.
Well, yeah, and I guess I would make the same recommendation I did last week. Get it. You have like 6 months or less to get it. I mean, you don't have to buy it today, but
before they go,
save yourself $30.
Increase the price.
Yeah, you might as well save yourself a few bucks.
Yep, and they're doing some other small fixes, so that'll be in our show notes. There'll be a link to that if you want to kind of see and read through, because they're doing the similar thing that Rust does and Hurt World's doing, to where each of the development staff kind of writes a post, like a little blog post, and they put that in here. So they talk about some of the other things that the design team's doing and the graphics team's doing, the audio team, whatever. They each have their own little posts, so you can check that out.
Definitely.
So, and then also I put a link here, and this will be in our show notes for the Trello.
Yes. Trello.
So this will be to where you can go and give community feedback. So you can create a post in Trello if you notice something. So like someone put in there, the X and Y aim is not the same speed, which was causing an issue. So they fixed it based off of that. So as you give feedback, they put those things on this Trello, and then they'll keep you updated. So if you have a bug that's you're trying to figure out what's going on with it, you can go on here and see if it's listed. If it's not, go report it, and then as they do fixes and work on it, they'll actually put that.
Well, even that X and Y aim one, somebody added this card to fixed in the next update. So they saw it on Trello. It got voted, and all these things are here. It was on. Somebody posted it. It was voted or commented. Somebody, the developer saw it, and then now it's going to be in the next update. And they have. I like how they have it laid out. There's a bunch of different tabs. They've got fixed in next update, game breaking issues, technical issues, level design, world generation issues, balance issues, cosmetic and audio issues, and then features and requests. So they've got a nice balance there of what people want, I guess. So
yep,
it's cool stuff.
So I mean, this is a game that was just released last week, so it'll be fun to kind of follow its progression.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so do we want to do another game giveaway?
Yeah, let's announce it.
All right, so this next one I'm doing the Darkness 2, and this is a game that has also had very good ratings on Steam. Very positive is what they were. And so if you want to enter, just go ahead and put !raffle, and that will get you entered into the raffle. And this is a fresh one, so if you entered last time, make sure you re-enter.
Yes.
But this is the Darkness 2, and it's usually $30.
Cool.
And you can get it for free.
Yeah. Can't be free, and it's no strings attached. Free. It's not like these.
No,
not like people
I
promising you free. It's free.
Yeah, I don't even harass you later saying, "Can you give me a review? Can you give me a review?"
Yeah, Brian's got a vested interest in this company. All right, let's switch over to current players then. Let's do this. Currently playing H1Z1. This is Just Survive and King of the Kill combined. Currently playing that 11,216. 24-hour peak for that 13,430. And the 7-day peak, that must be wrong, 13,228. It must have been hit.
Somehow below the 20.
It was probably hit today and it won't show up on the chart yet. Current players for H1Z1. This is Just Survive. Currently playing that 2,960. The 24-hour peak for that 3,552. And a 7-day peak of 3,810. King of the Kill. Numbers are up on this a little bit. Currently playing that 8,256. 24-hour peak for that 9,878. And the 7-day peak 11,418. Switching over to Ark. This is Survival Evolved. Currently paying that 27,628. 24-hour peak for that 41,490. And the 7-day 46,724. Miscreated numbers, Brian. Very, very good. Currently playing that 767. The 24-hour peak for that 955. And that 7-day peak over 1,000. 1,109. Nice. So that's really, really good news coming out of Miscreated there. And then 7 Days to Die. Currently playing that 7,558. 24-hour peak 9,368. And the 7-day 10,900.
Which is great.
And 38. Yes,
That's very good numbers for 7 Days to Die, which is an excellent game. It's another one, man. If you just like to explore and like build, excellent game for that.
Definitely.
It is a challenging game, but it's got a really good community, and it's got a really flexible base building system to where you can make some incredibly complex bases. You can go underground and like dig into the ground. It's a terraforming game to where you can actually dig in a cave, and it's a resource gathering. It's an awesome game, man. If you're looking for a game to get into and try to build something that's actually a challenge. And we got Heisenberg who plays that game constantly. And he builds some
funny.
Incredibly.
I'll go for 6 months without hearing from him. And then there'll just be a random tweet, and it's 5 screenshots of stuff that he's doing. He's like, check out this base, check out this, and then you don't hear from him for 5 months, and then he's like, oh, here's a YouTube video of something I'm working on. But he's constantly playing.
He's like,
that
talk
game.
about 7 Days to Die more. Is what he tells us.
So yeah, 7 Days to Die, great numbers on that. Great numbers on a lot of the games. Miscreated numbers were great on that. Even H1Z1 up. It's the King of the Kill was up. Almost 9,000 people currently playing that, which is really good. So maybe it's
now 7 Days to Die hasn't put out a patch since the 5th of last month. So Heisenberg, I have not forgotten about you. I have been watching the 7 Days to Die news.
Yes, a lot of these games don't always do updates.
Yeah, they space theirs out, so they haven't put any kind of posts about it. So when they do, we will tell you about it.
Yeah, and just double checking while I'm here because you reminded me. Still nothing from Hide and Hold Out. That's really, really disappointing. It's been a month and 2 days since the last update on that, and they've only done a handful of updates. So
yeah, and I know they're working on redoing the map, so
yeah,
I don't know how much is involved in that.
That's pretty disheartening. No updates in a month, especially and unfortunately
and they did say they were moving offices, so I'm sure that there's things.
But unfortunately, you run into this situation now where the recent reviews are mixed and the overall reviews are mixed. And mixed,
it's hard to come back from that.
69% of the reviews are positive. And 57 of the last 30 days reviews are positive. So they're going to
have to kind of do the same thing where they have to pull back from that. Like they're going to have to do a major release just to bring the numbers back to mostly positive.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. And it won't. The problem is it's not going to go back to mostly positive. It'll go back to positive. It's going to be very hard to get that back to mostly positive. You almost wonder. And please, I'm not a game developer in any sense. I've never developed a game and brought it to market. Brian has never built a game and brought it to market. Maybe I'm totally out of my realm here, but they did so little updates publicly for the little bit of the period that the game was out. It made you wonder, should they have just waited another 6 months or a year to release the game? Because once these reviews, we've seen it happen. Once these reviews get to mixed or possibly negative, they don't come back. Once 40% of the people are leaving negative reviews, or 40% of your reviews are negative, that's a very, very steep hurdle to overcome. So I hope.
And all it takes is either hackers coming in and taking over for a while, and it only has to be a short period of time before you start getting all those people leaving negative reviews, or a game-breaking bug that it takes you a while to fix.
Yeah.
Like little things like that can instantly change the momentum of a game, and so they have to, any developer has to be very vigilant. Just like we praise Ark so much for it, but you see how vigilant they are. Well, look at the numbers; like it pays off.
Definitely, 100%, totally pays off.
So that's the things, you have to be on it, and we look at a game like H1Z1 where that's very mixed. Like they do respond to some things, but they don't respond to others, and it's kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
You look at a game like Ark, and you look at a game like Rust, where they're constantly, every week they're putting out updates.
Yeah.
And every week they're talking about it. They're very involved, and they say, hey, we know this bug's there, and they'll fix it within a reasonable amount of time. There's no lingering bugs. That's a tough thing to do, and if you're not bringing in the money that it takes to be full time, or you don't have the staff, that's a tough balance.
Yeah, and the last tweet was May 25th, if that tells you anything.
They should at least say, hey, you know what? Put out a weekly tweet at least.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, we understand that there's not a lot of vocalness coming out of us or patch notes, but we are working on things, and maybe show a screenshot of what you're working on. Show them that you are working. That's what a lot of them do.
Yeah. So, pretty unfortunate. I honestly thought this game was gonna do a lot, and it still possibly could, but you've got quite an uphill battle.
They're just creating a more uphill
exactly
struggle.
in a game in a situation where the battle is already uphill because you're an indie developer in a. Yep.
And that's the thing in today's market. So many new games come out on such a regular basis that it's like it's hard to get a foothold and get noticed. And so if you have that chance, like, take it.
Definitely.
We Happy Few was a Kickstarter game that, just because they did it so impressive, like a lot of people noticed it. Yeah. But that's not so common. Like, it's very tough to get your game noticed and really be, from an indie developer, be a front page of major gaming sites.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
All right.
That's I guess that's that. Disheartening, but we'll follow. We'll see what happens.
All right, so let's go and go tip of the week. Tip of the week is where I go through and give generally a survival tip for a specific game. Sometimes it's a general life tip. Sometimes it is a general survival or gaming tip. So this is our tip of the week. All right, so I figured this week I would give a tip on We Happy Few, which is it's a survival game, and I just wanted to give some tips because most people have never played it, but if you do, just some little things to look out for. So when walking around, you can get a weapon in the game. You need to not walk around with your weapon out when you're walking through the town because if the guards see you with a weapon, they will attack you and they'll knock you out. And if you're playing in hard mode, it will start you over. Like you just go back to the title screen and you have to start your character over again. And so you just need to keep that in mind that if you're walking out and you've got some sort of a melee weapon or something or a gun, make sure you put it away. And to do that, you actually just select, because you'll have it on your hotbar, you just select that number again. It'll de-equip that and you can pull it out when you need it. Also, you need to determine when playing this game, are you looking to explore or are you looking to challenge yourself? Because when you start, you can select that game mode. So you can decide, all right, do I want this to be when I die, there's no coming back and I start over? Or because this is a randomly generated world, no world will be alike with the next one. So you may want to make it so that you can survive and maybe go back and keep the story going. I don't know. It's kind of a toss up with this game because eventually there will be story and different things that are unfolding in the game, quest lines. And, what if you have about 5, 10, 15 hours into it and then you die and lose it? So that's a certain level of audience that enjoys that. So
Not I.
you need to make up. Yeah, Nick, that's not the Nick game. But,
No.
some people, that's what they're into. And so you got to decide, like, do I want to do this? Because by default, it's in hardcore mode. And so it will reset. And I've been like that just because I don't know and I mentioned this last week, I don't know where the end game is for it yet. I don't know how much is there.
I am fine with games that are so hardcore that that's the thing. But the way I see it, and I'm not trying to sway anybody's opinion, but the way I see it is I'm not going to be able to enjoy the game because I'm so freaking worried about dying that I spend my entire game, walking around back alleys and I never can enjoy, the game, the scene around me because I can't, I am constantly hiding. I'm hopping from, door to door trying to not get seen. That just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know why that appeals to anybody. 'Cause it's just so, I like to sit and play games and kind of relax and have a good time. And a game like We Happy Few in hardcore mode where you die, you lose everything. I'm stressed out the whole time. I'm anxious the whole time.
That's what you got to decide because it's kind of fun playing sometimes with that anticipation of loss.
Yeah.
Like there's some games that don't have enough of that. But this one, being that there is quests and story, like that may get frustrating.
Yeah.
And so
it would be like if
you may just want to play through the story and just kind of figure, it'd be like in Fallout, you have to start it out at the very beginning if you die. Oh,
yeah,
man.
which they do have the mode. They do have a hardcore mode in Fallout now.
Now they do.
But that's not, that doesn't appeal to me at all. Not one bit does that appeal to me. But again, to each their own. So that's where I come to on it.
Yeah, so you'll have to figure that out, and we'll be talking about We Happy Few for months to come.
Yes, exactly, and I'll.
And so that's our tip of the week.
Yeah, and I'll be picking that up eventually. Is the plan as well. So,
this is a single player game. It's not like you're playing against other people. You're playing against the environment.
Yeah, and
so it's not like you're gonna have hackers or trolls coming in and killing you. Like if you die, it's because you did something to die.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so you can't blame it on something with people.
Nah, my internet went out.
Yeah. So it's a fun game. So do we want to finish up this raffle?
Yeah, let's roll it.
All right. So let's go ahead and draw. And Hovercats won. So both winners and people who watch our show on a regular basis, we encourage you If you are listening to this after the fact and not live, you should check us out live, have a chance to win some games, and it's always fun. We have a lot of people who are participate in chat.
Yes, live most Tuesdays. The Tuesday schedule will be it will return almost completely. After this week, but live every Tuesday on our Twitch channel. Just to we're here normally, and if not, we can download it after the fact. Follow us on Twitter. That's a big thing. It's at InfectionCast, CAST on Twitter. We'll update you if the show's going to be on a Monday or a show's going to be on a Wednesday. Like we've had to.
And we don't always have a ton of notice, but usually we'll be on Tuesdays.
Yeah, most of the times it's on Tuesdays. But again, follow us on Twitter because life happens, and this is a hobby, and there's other priorities in life. So, but
what do you mean we're not living full time off of the income from?
No, absolutely not.
From infection,
not living at all. Actually, you wouldn't be living, or you'd be dead.
I would have to have a ramen only diet.
You wouldn't even have a ramen only diet. I don't know where you'd buy the ramen.
I think I could buy a case of ramen for $20.
Yeah, but what $20 are made from the show? Oh, you don't make any money off of YouTube.
Well, people have donated.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that.
I'm saying we could take those donations from the year's worth and survive for a month.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that'd be great.
Eating ramen.
Yeah, great. So that'll be good. Yeah, follow us on Twitter.
As long as we don't die from malnutrition.
Nah, it's fine. Most college kids live off ramen. See our Discord again this week's game night. I will be here. 100%.
Cool.
Poning noobs in Call of Duty. Brian, I hope you're there. You have to be here.
I'm pretty sure I will be.
Okay, because
I'm pretty sure
I need you to experience Call of Duty. You've never played Call of Duty before?
No. I've only played like Battlefield.
You're in for a rude awakening on on Call of Duty.
So I'll also play a little bit of single player.
No,
I was thinking just to get my gun mechanics down.
No, definitely.
So don't even do that?
No, play online. 100% you got to play online. Definitely. So, all right. Well, Brian, where can people find you on the net?
Yeah, if you want to find me at Boise Computer on Twitter, and you're more than welcome to go to my blog, biteoftech.com. That's with an I, of course. And come check out, if you're looking to play some ARK just for fun, come check out our server. If you go onto our Discord, which is on our website, go to infectionpodcast.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see Discord invite, and you can click on that, and it will get you into our Discord server. We have 70 people, I think, in there that are members of it, and you're more than welcome to join and play some games. We've been playing ARK regular this week, and maybe we'll play something different next week.
Yes, definitely. So see you Friday night for the game night. Follow me on Twitter at Nicholas M. Craig. The Crummy Show. You can follow us on there. We did one episode. It may have been the last episode.
The revival of the Crummy Show.
It may have been the last episode ever. It may be the first of a long streak of episodes. I have no idea. So you'll find out when I do what the plan is with the Crummy Show. But that's back. We did an hour-long episode. Jake the Snake and I on over there. CrummyShow.com. Guys, that is going to do it for episode number 81 of Infection, the Survival Podcast. My name is Nick Craig. At Nicholas M. Craig is my Twitter. We'll see you guys next week for Infection. Have a great week, everybody.